Hello, everybody. It's me, Elise, your GM. I'm so happy we're here again on this Thursday doing our thing. So welcome and hello. Let's do introductions, and then we'll do, all the stream intro stuff and try and get into the game tonight. So my name is Elise. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am the GM of this game that we call Spire, and I will um, hand things oh so gently over to Ava.
Oh God, no, don't hand them to me.
That
I'm
was
never
not
prepared.
gentle.
Oh God. Hi, I'm Ava. I use she, her pronouns. What are we doing? Are we reading
Yes.
a poem first? I think we are.
I mean, we're doing our introductions and then we'll read the poem, but if you want to just jump into the poem right now,
I'm here for okay. Murder
steal
and
it.
mystery have added so many layers to this plot. Rip Dan, you'll never be forgot. Drugs and demons and foul play within a growing storm to weather the threat to the end of the world you must face all together. As always, thank you, Spire crew, for all that you do. Much love. I can see and hear you. Wow, for being so excited to
Yay.
jump into that. I sure butchered it. I'm so sorry.
You didn't.
You did not.
You did great. And Chelsea, it was wonderful. Thank you.
It was really
Chelsea.
good. Yeah, it always is. I'm Ava, she, her pronouns. I play Choose, she, her pronouns, reader of poems, and product marketing manager. She's amazing. And I will pass things off to Sarah. Not
No, the
gently,
other
though.
way,
I'm
the other way.
launching it. I'm launching it to you fast. It's a fastball. You're
You're
muted.
muted.
You've dropped the ball. It's a fumble.
I've dropped the ball in so many ways.
Oh God, you've recovered it.
Oh,
You're good.
yes. Okay.
Take it
Still back
downfield.
on our team.
Sports.
Gonna cradle it like a baby. This is how you hold baby, right? I'm Sarah. I play Din. I literally just had to read that because, I'm real tired and all that. Our pronouns are she, her, hers, and contrary to what I have just said, I do know how to hold a baby. I have 5 younger siblings, and I've held all of them. And now I will pass this gently to Sam.
I have taken the things gently.
This is good. I
am
like
Sam.
this.
I play Edic, and we both use he, him, his pronouns. And I will launch things that way over Sarah to Tyler.
Oh God. Okay.
It definitely just beamed you on the other side of your head because that's okay.
Yep, I did that. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Hi, I'm Tyler, and I play Anders and Company, and the collective of us all go by he, him, his. And I will pass it ever so gently up to Rachel.
Oh, thank you. Oh, this is a weird
You're
way to make my
welcome.
fingers go. Let me just grab it. Thanks. I'm Rachel. I feel like I'm holding an invisible sandwich now. I use she, her, hers pronouns. And I play Alfie, who also uses she, her, hers pronouns. And I'm gonna... All right, Elise, go long.
Thanks, Rachel.
Home run!
That's the same
All right,
sport.
and now it's a foul ball because we passed it 6 times in a single play or something. Is that
I've missed
is that how
this.
that works?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Someone
What-
take a base.
What sport is that?
I don't know.
Elise,
Basketball.
I'm quieter than everyone.
You're
Can you make
quiet.
me loud?
You're also quiet for me.
You're just quiet lately, Sam. It's been
You're
that
not
way
quiet
in
for
every
me.
stream.
Sam,
But
every
I can
time you
make you
speak,
louder.
I hear someone screaming. So you're
I'm
doing great.
maxed out on my end.
Okay, I will turn you up. Hang on.
Yeah, you're at 200% for me, so I can't do much
Like
about...
I put it up a
Jesus.
little bit more, but now it's
That
giving
is-
me like I could possibly be clipping warnings.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll just turn you
Sound-
up and you
yeah.
don't have to do anything. I'll just act
Okay,
normal.
well,
or
all right.
or are you staying like this? Do you want me to
I'll
turn
stay.
you up?
I'll
Act normal.
Okay, now you sound
Act
too loud.
normal.
Yeah.
We can't do that. We are incapable of that.
This group, never.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put it at this and hope for the best.
Okay. Great. Then hey, we play Spire here. And
Is that what this is?
that's what this is. But before we jump into Spire, let's talk about other cool things like Helpful Goat. You can hang out with us on the Discord using !Discord in the chat to find out more about that, where we do all sorts of cool things like lunch and learns. Which I'm actually legitimately very excited about. I'm just being silly. Lunch and learns, but also like game nights and movie nights.
Yeah.
And
On Monday, we'll be continuing Lena's playthrough of Boyfriend Dungeon,
yes,
where all of us as a group collective make the decisions. And I have made it an extremely horny run where we romance every single option. And it's
Gotta have
really fun.
all those romance partners for any of you
Very
who have ever
important.
watched.
Except for Gary,
But
Yeah.
even
whose name is
but-
actually Eric, but we call him Gary because it's weird that
That's
because
fair.
my husband is
but
Eric.
but
so.
but before then, on Saturday,
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
on Saturday, I'm going to be having my own Game Master debut, ooh woo,
Mm.
of a Monster of the Week campaign that I'm titling Bedlam, which is going to feature the people that are, oh gosh, how do I even point that way? Over Sarah and over Tyler.
And also Tyler.
And also
Yeah, over Sarah and
Tyler's
Tyler.
over Sarah.
Tyler.
And yeah. I was pointing two
Love
ways.
me.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
And also, it is the stream debut of our very own Matt.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah,
And
Ludicrous
also,
Matt.
Bethany's getting her second COVID shot, so we may just be in bed watching.
Yay!
We rarely have time for, but she's gonna be dying.
So many
you know.
exciting things happening on Saturday. So
Yeah, and
Tune
so that
in.
is happening at 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. Central.
thanks for all the time zone translations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't ask me for any of the other ones because I will butcher them.
I won't.
Okay, thanks.
What
yeah.
about for? No, okay, sorry.
Oh, did
Greenwich
you have
Mean
something
Time.
else? Oh
No, I
we're
just
not
wanted to
doing
make
that.
them do more.
So yeah, we can. What else are we doing next week? It's not Tier Montreal because that campaign is done. Let's all cry about it a little bit. I know.
Next Friday will be Fates of Bryn.
Don't reopen
Fates
that
of Bryn
Not
is
this
coming
Friday.
up, and we also have Rachel's Reading Corner. There's all sorts of cool things, and you can check it out by using exclamation point Discord to find out more about it in our announcements channel. Meanwhile, there's also other cool commands like exclamation point merch, where you can check out our merch and you can support artists from our own community. I think it's Chelsea's, right? It hasn't changed. Okay, good. You can also check out exclamation point donate, the causes near and dear to our heart that we support, and it is currently yes, there's the art from Chelsea. It's so cool. And
she gets all the profits.
Chelsea's trying to push the button, but as I have said, and I will hold my ground, I only push the button on Fridays during Moontree. So
No
what are
more
we going
push
to
the
do now? Galway will just have to put me in more tier campaigns if you want a continuation of pushing the button. But yes, Hope for Haiti, an excellent place where you can check out all sorts of good information. There's the dog about ways that you can push it real good about ways that you can support Haiti in the aftermath of just a shitstorm of terrible things that have happened there. So you can check that out. And then I think so we did Chelsea's poem, which we're so thankful for, as always. Thank you for the amazing poem. And with that, I'm missing
It's time to
anything?
get into the sponsors. The
Yeah,
snack pack.
go for it, Ava.
What are the sponsors for this week? I
We've
have
got you first.
a cool mango. Look at him. How cool is he?
Very
I've
cool.
been
He's got
eating this-
sunglasses. Whoa! Whoa! We didn't need to see that.
I know. I'm
Are there
sorry.
sunglasses on the actual pop too, or that'd be cool?
No.
Oh.
Also
Is it
brought
like
to
a
you by
Tahini
Canada
mango
Dry
thing?
Bold.
What's bold
I'm just-
about it?
It is basically just ginger beer masquerading
Oh.
as ginger ale.
What
Fair.
flavor of liqueur is that?
Black raspberry. I don't know if it's new, but it's new to me, and I do
I've
enjoy.
never heard of that one before.
Nice.
Some Wegmans brand sparkling water for me. That's
Wegmans going
we
hard.
keep
There's
it
the
Yay,
keep it
throwback.
exciting here.
A giant water bottle so that I stay hydrated.
Nice.
So lots of water today. Sparkling
Lots of
And
water. Stay
poop
hydrated.
pills for pooping.
Oh,
Hey, you know
Ew!
what? Water and
Yo.
food, very important to just the general well-being of your health.
Look at these psyllium husk
Yeah.
capsules here.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
psyllium buddies.
So proud of
Yeah.
you. This is what it's
We're
like to
so
hang out with
regular
helpful
over here.
goats.
Yes,
So yeah,
so regular.
go ahead and use that exclamation point Discord if you want to
I
hang out
almost
with
knocked
these
over
nerds.
my camera to get that fucking bottle.
We
too.
know.
Use
And we love you.
exclamation point regular to shout out as part of our
All
poop pill
right.
club.
Vote on who
Players.
gets a bowel movement next.
Yeah.
It's like tossing the bouquet at a wedding. The next person who gets to have a good solid poop. The mods didn't expect this one today. All right. Players, what happened last time?
I don't know.
Actually,
I have lots of notes.
what happened the last two times? Because we had a party split and we had people absent for both games, but different people absent for different games. So
I'll run through what happened to me.
yes, let's just take
I
it
got-
group by group. And Ava, go ahead and kick it off with Chew.
And then Sam can go next. I got jumped. I almost died. And then I killed a random person who was very pretty because I needed to reset my stress. Then I hid, and then I got look, she's not a great person. Okay, I felt really bad.
You did what you had to do.
Oh God, did I? Did I have to? Okay, yeah. I got to the place with her name is so hard. Blood
Duval.
Lady.
Marie.
Oh, that is not a hard name at all. Okay, cool.
Molly?
So,
Molly
Duval.
so then I got to the place with Duval and hid in the mist and sang for an hour to make her feel like very like, grr, I want vengeance. And then I came to her and I was like, hey, the enemy of your enemy is we have a mutual enemy. Can we make a deal? And then she gave me a cat whose name is Piss, I think.
Yes. Yes, that is what
And
happened.
She,
A one-eyed cat named Piss.
a one-eyed cat named Piss, who she said, talk it to his butt if you ever need help, and I will show
That's
up.
not actually true. There was no talking into the butt. Just
I think
telling
that's what it was.
you could
This
just
is a
talk to
recap.
the cat.
And then after that, I think it ended there. No, I left. I don't know what happened after I left. I assume that I made it back to the group completely safe and also gained a lot of money.
One of those
But
two
that's
things.
up to you.
Either you fell off of Spire with lots of money or you made it back to the group. Which would you prefer?
Oh God, that's a hard ask.
It's not, and let's just
Let's go to Sam.
Yeah, that's not a real yeah, so Edic and Din were together.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
So we both made our way up to New Heaven, and we found that a demonic incursion had happened there. There were labs that similar that we had investigated earlier, but not that specific one exactly, had basically all been melted and reformed, and their roads were like lahar.
yeah, that's
And
our new vocabulary word. I'm very proud
and
of you.
the windows had been vaporized. It looked like there were long tentacle greasy marks like krakens on the walls. And what happened next was we realized that we needed to try to get past some guards, which included the mistress.
That bitch.
And a certain one of our ex-party members would recall having a great experience with them. And Edic then prepared his ritual tea to go with him and Din, and proceeded to have a very strange experience where he encountered Lombre, the goddess of the dark side of the moon, and she asked Edic if he was ready to join her side. Edic said no, effectively, because he has not been convinced. And she didn't spend any more time with him, and proceeded to give Din like a kind of a warning as to what was going to happen. Um, and left me with memory holes, and therefore basically, and it's convenient that I wrote this down because I keep forgetting that I have memory holes and I don't know now what the ministry is, why I'm here outside of the fact that I'm investigating a demonic incursion with friends.
Okay, I do want to emphasize, as I have a couple times, you know about the ministry as a concept. You do not know that you have been working with or for the ministry with, and nor are
Okay.
your friends. You just think you're wrapped up in this because there's demonic stuff in it. And the
And I don't know that they're members of the ministry or anything
correct,
like
but
that.
you know that the
Okay.
ministry itself exists. But to you, it's kind of like a more average citizen of Spire might be like, the ministry, those terrorists, right? Because you
Okay.
you don't have the memories of being involved with the ministry at this point.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you for that clarification. I also drew some fun pictures of Molly Duvall.
That's excellent.
And moving on, then we made our way into the epicenter of the demonic incursion, where we noticed a whole crap ton of dead drow, including Dan. And they were all from Perch. They all had Drek, uh, you know, on them. Signs that they'd been using it or it was forced upon them. There were shreds of lesser eidolons that seemed to be some sort of offering for something else to eat. Uh, bu- bu- um, and then big change. Din took major renegade fallout. The
For Tyler, it's just like excuse.
Oh, Tyler, yeah. I was in
Yeah,
the audience.
I mean, we
so I
can
was-
let's have Sarah if you want to recap some of the things that happened on Din's side of that adventure.
Tyler's
Please do.
Um,
yeah.
yeah, there was a part where I had birds do a synchronized dance to distract guards before we did the tea ceremony, and I had a vision that Spire would fall in 5 days. Um,
Right.
all the things all the things Sam said. I went for Edic, and then I was like, that's not your name. um, we decided to leave and go back to Perch to reconvene. I took severe mind fallout. My mind is shattered. The first crack of it is happening tonight. And basically, what's happening is I'm thinking that this cell of the ministry isn't working fast enough. So I want to turn against the cell and like this group and the ministry that sanctions them. I think they can't get it done. And so basically, I'm doing a heel turn in slow motion.
And kind of on
Wow.
our
a lot to
What?
process.
Yep.
yeah. And to kind of wrap up that side of the story, I did a couple investigations of the like epicenter, and we learned that I would have been able to sense this thing if it were nearby. But it's being housed elsewhere. And then Edic had kind of a moment of like, oh hey, there's some really disgusting, terrible things that have just happened, and no one is cleaning it up. We are where the morticians and carrion priests are, and no one is within this building cleaning up the hundreds of dead drow, which in a matter of it's only a matter of time before they all become like ghouls or whatever. And Elise said that in this moment when I was kind of accosting one of the morticians, telling them, "Hey, do your job," Elise said that I started to feel the holy presence of God within me in that moment, um, which would definitely be a first for Edic. He's never mind. I was gonna make a joke about demon stuff, but we're gonna gloss right over that. And yeah, that is kind of where we left things off last time.
Yeah, so Tyler, if you could think back to a few games ago, a few Thursdays ago, what happened from your side of things?
Yeah, sure. Well, Rachel, do you want to start us off with what you
Oh,
learned
yes,
from
and
your friend
Absolutely not.
Flower? No?
No.
Sure.
um, I so we found like little tracks, right, coming out of a
Mhm.
door from the Vermisian, and I went and investigated and found Gutterkin, and they said that some people have been like taking old like Vermisian subway-ish type parts and rail parts and other things like that and bringing them out here, but they didn't really have more information than that, but they were going to try and gather more information about that. So we're kind of curious as to why the heck are they taking all of these old kind of mechanical parts and other things out of this broken down, basically subway place.
Yeah, and then we went to go see our friend the Swan, Callisto Brox, and learned that he was dead because of our friend Waxy sending up the friends to kill him, and it worked surprisingly. Um, so we met with EO. We uh, coaxed out of her that she had been basically like taking over the Swanly duties of the Swan. And we gave her a like final goodbye with Callisto because I could because the collective that is Anders could speak with the dead. So we did that, and Callisto got pretty gosh darn close to like seeing like the Anders' true self, which is just real unsettling. Um, I think I think that's where we ended up leaving off. Did I miss anything? I think that was everything.
Did we have like a goal from after all that?
We had I had said to EO because she seemed very like gung ho on I'm gonna go and handle this. Um, said that we're going to help you because we had kind of convinced her that um, the person responsible for Callisto's death was I cannot remember her name off the top of my head, but
Juasha.
the Juasha,
Oh,
thank you.
right, yeah.
Juasha was responsible for Callisto's death, and that really got EO going. And so I had said, like, if you're gonna move on Juasha, you need to let me know because Elfir things. Um, and I think we set up some kind of like communication system, but I couldn't remember exactly what that was.
Yeah, you were told um, that there was already a communication system in place that EO and Crofer and Callisto had been using to communicate between different areas that you would be able to contact EO using, and we're taught how to do that. We're not going to worry too much about the specifics.
Sure.
So we'll just say, like, if you want to send messages to EO, you can essentially just say, like, I'm, going to go send a message to EO, and I'll be like, sure. So, yeah, okay. Yes, an extended recap, but that we did want to make sure that we gave it good time today, since last time we didn't do any type of recap. And now we're kind of here, we're basically going to pick up with like all of you have completed these tasks and are gathering again to kind
Didn't we
of.
get a
Yes,
high
so
thingy?
the advances, I did not tell y'all what to do with advances in the meantime, even though we had an extra week. I just straight up forgot. So, what we had talked about before stream was I need to decide essentially what the advances are going to be. I think you do just get a high advance between the death of Callisto and the changes that come about from, like kind of I mean, at this point, you've got like the key players kind of mapped out, right? You've got Joasha the Mistress and Callisto and Io and kind of everybody kind of mapped out and everything. And you have a lot of the key information and the discovery of and Molly. And so all of those pieces kind of falling in place, plus the actual death of Callisto, definitely a high advance. And so, I mean, if any of you already had something you were like, as soon as I get access to a high advance, this is going to be it. But I also don't necessarily want to like say like, oh, two of you get high advances tonight and the rest of you have to wait until next game. So I mean, at break, if we want to like reconvene and decide together, if everybody has something in mind and just wants to go for it, I'm game for that. But for now, let's hold off until break to make that decision, so that people who may not have been thinking about it this whole time would have a chance over break to, at least browse. And if one of you or more than one of you just comes back and says like, listen, I need more time, then my answer is going to be like, let's pick up with high advances next game because I don't want to put an unfair like, time crunch on somebody to pick something that they're going to be unhappy with. So anyway, all that aside, we still have to decide, we still have to do two things. We have to get Alvi and Edic's special abilities for the game, and we have to do a stress check. So Edic, Alvi, what special ability would you like to take this time?
Um,
It's hard.
yeah, like I mean, I know that like we're heading back to Perch to just kind of reconvene as a group right now. Uh,
Maybe mine could just be investigate to find out more about what it is that we all kind of learned or what's going on with because I don't know if the thing with the gutterkin is a good thing to do right now. Like that's not really our top priority. So
You
maybe
did also
just
like if your primary interest in going back to the Gutterkin was to discover why the stuff was going out, you did
Mhm.
see scraps of train metal around. It was part of their assault. Now, as for like if there was more to find out, like so like I think
their assault.
the
Sorry.
train cultists brought the stuff with them as
Oh,
weaponry
duh. Yeah.
to the estate. And I
Mhm.
think Alvi easily would have pieced that together.
Rachel didn't.
That's okay. That's why I'm telling you. But you would still be welcome to check back in with Flower and see if there's any
Yeah.
other information to gain, because obviously the gutter can notice different things then. But
Yeah.
just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, so mine would be maybe investigate into just the things that we learned about with Callisto and EO and stuff. Would
Okay.
that work? Or investigate
Yeah.
Swan issues?
Yes. Yeah, that's good.
um, I mean, right now I'm still suffering the medium fallout that was the mind holes, memory holes.
Yes.
Um, and I know we said that that would be kind of something that will resolve itself over time. Um, is there anything that you could think of that I could, put here that might help to ease that transition? Like,
Mm,
because like I'm my major concern right now is like Edic could just have like a major like mental breakdown, having like been like, oh shit, I forgot all this stuff. Like this never happens to me. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think that the main thing is like I don't think Edic, like the ability that you have to like pick something is, I mean, I don't know. I guess we're getting kind of into like meta concerns here, but like, are you picking it because Edic like knows that something's wrong, or are you picking it like kind of above the table
Yeah.
because, right? So like I think it because the way that it's worded is kind of like it's something, but I'm also like, we've never really kind of gotten into the nitty-gritty of like if it's meta to like pick something that way. So, but I would,
Okay, well, in that case, I for the purposes of it like being coherent with like what I would have done, given that it's something that I have to have been obsessively researching over, I think it would make sense for me to also go with investigate.
okay,
Um, yeah, because like literally I was just performing an investigation, and the
yeah,
fact that we're all going to be meeting up together, being able to try to connect some of those dots, it would make sense for me to do
yeah.
that as well.
So like investigation and probably more specifically into like the Eidolons around what you saw up there in New Heaven and everything going on with that because it has to be something narrow within investigate for the neck.
Yeah, hmm. I think I would more so put it towards like oh man, that's hard. Sure, let's just go with that just for simplicity.
Okay. All right, let's also get stress levels. So top of my stack is Din. How much stress you got?
The bottom of my thing says 3, but if I add it, I think it is 4.
Okay.
So I'm
So
gonna say 4.
okay. And can you give me how many is to mind, blood, and other?
3 to blood and 1 to silver. That is
Okay.
just like
That matches what I
lingering.
have, except I still had your mind stress, but we erased that from the Fallout, so I think that matches. Edic.
0.
Chew.
I have 4 to shadow.
Alvi.
2, 1 to silver and 1 to blood.
And Anders.
2, 1 to blood, and 1 to shadow.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, it's 7:10, so now we can actually get into the game. Good job on that recap. Thanks everybody for bearing with us as we kind of got our sea legs back under us, so to speak. And yeah, let's just pick up with surprise, beautiful coincidence of timing. It took exactly the same amount of time for all of you to do that and travel back to meet each other. And so
Wow.
yeah, isn't that
Same
wonderful?
day.
Yeah, we'll say it's like kind of getting late, but you had agreed like before going to bed to at least check in and see if the others had dropped by, like leave a sign for each other kind of thing. So we'll say like, one of you gets there, 2 more of you show up, and then the other 2, and it's like we might as well just chat. So it's before bed the same day.
I'm still Dracul.
Okay.
My
Are
new
you,
best friend.
yeah, and you're
Yep.
just walking through Perch in full high elf
Yep.
garb once again.
Yep.
Okay. As a benevolent GM, I'm going to ask you, are you doing anything or are you just walking through Perch?
If people are looking at me, I'm going to, definitely stare, and then would have Alvi approach them. Just the general like bullshit
Intimidation
intimidating
style. Okay, so
things
we're going
that
for an
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
intimidation
very intimidating.
approach.
What do I say to them?
I don't tell you. I just say
Just
handle.
turn them loose. Let's just
Well,
do
if you could just not look at him, that would be really great. If you could just look the other way, and also look. If you could just look the other way, if you could just turn your head, please turn your head. Please turn your head.
Elvi,
Please turn your head. Turn
with
your head.
authority.
okay. Let's have a
Turn your head.
compel roll. I will say man, I don't know who's doing the primary compel here. So let's do both of you roll compel.
Okay.
This will be an intimidation style from Anders. So if you had mastery in that, and Alvi, it would be more like convincing or like. So Alvi, you can take low society and compel, and it would also let's see for Anders.
argue high society because I'm using my status.
It's kind of tough because it's like technically the phrasing of like which domain applies is like who's involved in the situation and what they belong
Sure.
to. And typically I would say this is low society, but I think your whole point right now is that you're playing up your high society
Yes.
status. So yes, you can take high society here. So let's have both of you roll.
I have compel, so I should just roll 2, right?
You don't have low society?
I don't have
Okay.
any society. Society free over here.
Nice.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
I got a 9. Hey, you also got a 9. Great.
Nice from
Hey,
each
look
of
at
you. Successfully navigate the streets without getting followed or tailed back to your little hidey hole. And I mean, part of it you have to remember, like the streets of Perch are not a good place to be right now. There are groups of the Bound, who are the mercenary, not mercenaries, the like bounty hunter style. What are they called? Vigilantes.
Vigilante. Okay, yeah.
Thank you, Ava. You were right. As well as the city guard out, just kind of like patrolling different areas that are kind of like their territories. You don't see any new like signs of like new fights having broken out, but like people are kind of avoiding things and stuff. So like between that and you guys kind of doing this kind of intimidation, like please just go home, like don't worry about it, go home, like combo, you get there reasonably sure that you have not been followed or brought any additional heat onto you or your cell. And yeah, you guys have gathered at your little vestige of Lukash hiding place in Perch.
Oh, Luca.
Still in hiding as far as you know.
Still in hiding. We hope.
Is everybody all together?
Yes.
No, we're all back. The very first thing I do is just loudly, I just say, Callisto Brox is dead. He's dead.
Yes, Sylvie.
Chu, I think, is going to
Excusez-moi.
take a moment and just breathe it in, and then like choke a little bit on like hair, like cat hair, and
Yeah,
like
those trained people that we saw, those trained people that down in the heart, that then with the waxy and the everything, they actually went up and killed him. Like it worked. But then now it seems like his sister is possibly now the Swan, but also we convinced her that maybe Juasha is the one that killed him. So now maybe that's good, and the Swan won't be the Swan anymore, and they're gonna go and fight after her. But then I don't know. I don't know. That's about as much as I know.
Didn't I get a letter about? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will pull out the letter and kind of read it to the group. As a reminder, it says, "Your excessive majesty." It's a great opener, by the way.
Yeah, is that what it says?
Yeah. No, that is what it says. That's literally the opening of the
That's good. I do remember.
The display in the warehouse was daring, artful even. I had rather feared cheap imitation at best when I caught wind of this blood ball, but the coup de grace from the unreal chandelier, blah, 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 blah. Other attendees, blah, blah, blah. Tit for tat. Thean for the manager lady. A blank slate. Oh, wait, no, this wasn't the right one.
This is the very first. This is
Where's the other
opening
one?
thing.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, here it is. The trained freaks were an interesting touch. Watch your back, blood for blood, EO.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So I think EO's after us. Also, look at this other old note that I have that refers to me as your excessive majesty. Isn't that great? Pretty great.
That was pretty great.
So that happened. Also, in our corner now is Lady Duval. Molly Duval.
Molly.
She gave me a crepuscular piss cat telephone, and I placed the cat on the table.
Oh.
It's well behaved. It's
It
kind of
hates
gross.
that you picked it up and immediately starts hissing at everybody and jumps off the table. And there is definitely a smell associated with this animal.
It's a piss cat, okay? It's the actual name is Piss.
You have
And
convinced
she see through the
Blood
cake.
Witch to join our.
Look, I don't know if she can
Efforts?
see through the cat. She told me to talk into its butt if we ever need help. And that
Should we
she would.
maybe blindfold the cat?
No, we're not gonna blind. It's got one eye. What do you want to
You
blind?
can take out the other one. No, that's a little too mean.
Jeez.
But gouging its eye out is.
Show some compassion.
You're right. I'm sorry. I don't know what's come over me. There's been a lot going on. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's a cat,
Anders is
okay?
rubbing off on you. That is not good.
It's a cat, not a... Are you gonna stay as a high elf forever?
I will be here until sunrise.
He's
Okay.
great. He's great. You should really get
I
to know
am-
him.
I'm
I am
good.
excellent. You can
I've-
call me Excellency. That is
That's my
proper.
title.
Excellency, do you want to hang out until sunrise?
Don't call him
yes.
Excellency.
This would be
But he's
this would be very
excellent.
good.
No.
Din is gonna interrupt everyone sharing these informations and saying these things, and kind of just like slam her hands on the table and be like, "Spire's falling in 5 days, and you're here arguing about nothing."
I'm sorry.
Edic is gonna give
Five.
Chu. Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
Tyler's
Edic
not
is
ready to
gonna
handle
give
5 days. That's
I'm-
process.
I don't like timers.
Edic is gonna give Chu like a very remorseful look. Chu, s- thank you for the good news, but I have to be the bearer of terrible news.
Oh
Your-
God.
Your friend Dan perished alongside of dozens of other drow in New Evan.
Cool. So what's our plan for like? How do we get up Spire?
The
What are we
ghost
doing
of
next?
Dan is going to haunt you. I will make it so.
She was not a
That
good
is-
person. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Rachel is
shoot.
Dan, so just get
No,
I
ready.
know.
no,
Ava is super sad and has mourned this.
Chu
is
is
like, I don't-
in the clear because blood for blood. Dan is dead. This is blood for blood. You are fine now.
Okay, sure. I'll
Uh,
take that. As,
Wait,
can I
why were there a
insight
ton
check
of
that?
drow dead? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Yes,
can
I'm
you
very confused.
recap all of that for us here?
Let's
Boom.
go ahead and do
I've
a recap.
recapped it.
What about the 5 days? I would like very much more information about the Spire. I will not be able to rule in 5 days.
Also, I have a pearl that I think grows inside of people. So
Okay, table that.
that's part of
Dead
that.
drow 5 days.
When Dean and I were up in New Evan, Dean claimed to have had a vision where something told him that the spire would fall in 5 days. My assumption is it is probably the same vision that we all had in the orb, but brought to life much quicker than we had imagined prior.
I think Sarah's frozen, right?
Yes.
Oh god, I was like, is she
Yes.
just looking down for a
Yeah.
really long time?
She's preparing for a long
A
monologue.
long eulogy for Dan.
A long, yeah.
the-
So while we wait for her to get back, can I roll like occult and high
Tell me
society?
what you
since it's-
want, and I'll tell
I
you what
want to
you roll.
identify this pearl, and a pearl is a high society item, and this sounds like an occult item because it grows inside of people. So I just want to know what it is.
Okay. You may.
Edic is all. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Edic is pretty sus of this cat because
Okay.
Chu said that, Molly sees through it, and
I didn't say that. I said I don't know if she does.
oh, I thought you said that she does.
No, I have no idea. I mean,
Um,
maybe it was said, but Ava doesn't remember.
Tyler, sorry, Dracul asked, "Can Molly see through?"
Yeah. I said I
Sarah,
don't know.
You back?
Yes.
Okay.
My internet just was like, hey, did you want to play this game?
Okay, well, hold on, Sarah, to whatever you were going to say, because while you were out, Ava and Sam both asked for quick investigation checks on little things. So, yes, Ava, you can go ahead and roll investigate, and you're investigating the pearl. Yeah, it would be occult, so you can roll investigate and occult. And then Sam, you can also roll investigate and occult on the cat.
Nice, nice. A critical
Okay.
strike. EO dies.
You punch the cat to
Eo
death.
dies? Yeah, no. Eo does not
No,
die.
don't punch the cat to death.
Okay, and Edix gets an 8, which is a full success, no stress. So, okay, Chu, you spend some time looking at and trying to figure out what this pearl is and kind of like sussing it out using what occult magics you're kind of familiar with. And you get the sense that yes, this is something that you don't I think pearls are not common here. Perhaps Anders, as a soldier who has been on the front lines, would have seen pearls out in the world because they are from the ocean, not from the river, which is the only. Is that right? That is the only water that comes by Spire, and most of you don't go out to the river. And so I think Dracul would recognize what a pearl is, and yes.
Could I have seen it as part of my during whatever it's called during my
Yeah, it's
time with
possible
the
that you
high
would
elves?
have seen pearls serving high elves as well, like that they kind of has them as these like rarities or like homages to the motherland from the north and all these kinds of things. And so you're kind of familiar, and as you kind of think through that, you think about the fact that pearls do in fact grow inside of living creatures. That's how they, and that kind of leads you down the investigation path. And yeah, you get the sense that if someone were to in some way have this inserted into them, whether it's ingestion or like just
Suppository, got it.
in some manner, if it was put inside of a person, you think that it would continue to grow. And with a critical success, I'll say that you get the sense that it has been tampered with to be weaponized, such that like if someone were to ingest this, it may not be an instant death, but it would be painful and horrible and would not take long to kill them, probably within a couple days maximum. And it would be a pretty excruciating and terrible death. You also get the sense that there's something else with this is your kind of added benefit of the 10 is that you got this from Molly, right? This is from her. And like blood witches are interested in a lot of weird and shitty occult things, and you get the sense that there is an additional magical effect that has some sort of payoff for Molly, that she would get, like you sense that you're not sure exactly what the mechanic is, but that if the pearl were to be used in this manner, that she would get some benefit from it, and you're pretty sure she would get the pearl back in some way. That it would be like it would do whatever its intended effect would be, and then it would end up back with Molly. Sam, in your investigation of the cat, you stare at Piss. Piss stares at you, and Piss smells bad. And the longer that you kind of try to focus your occult understandings around the cat, first of all, you very clearly get the like no problem can tell 100% this is not demonic in any way. The occult that this is a different kind of occult, and it reminds you much more of your time in the heart than it reminds you of anything demonic, which, as you have pieced together in various ways at this point, demonic things and the heart's unreality tend to mix badly. And so these are opposites. The cat also, you can't tell if you were trying to find out can Molly see through the cat's eye. You can't tell that based on your investigation. You get the sense that with your 8, I'll say if you wanted to know that, you'd essentially have to go to someone who is familiar with like blood witch magic to like find out more about these things. You do, however, get the sense that there is something more magical about this cat than simply it can convey messages, right? You think that if from your investigation, we'll say with the success, that whether or not Molly can see through it, you do think Molly can hear through it based on what Chu said and based on your investigation. Whether Chu attempts to communicate with Molly or not, that perhaps Molly can hear through the cat, and that you kind of deduce that doesn't mean Molly's always listening. It's not like a constant whisper feed. It's like Molly has to be present in the cat or be called to it through Chu being like, "Hey, Molly," right? In order to be present in the cat. So it works like a familiar in D&D kind of in that sense, where you can opt into using the animal's senses.
I like to
Uh,
imagine it comes out of one of the other cats that she had.
Like it's like a speaker to a walkie-talkie.
Edic is going to take out his notepad and he's gonna like stare curiously at this like list of I'm owed this, this, and this, and this from a
Mm-hmm.
Lukash. And then he's gonna just kind of like toss it to the next page.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna write down a quick note and pass it to Alvi. And basically, what this note is gonna say is like, "There's a chance that the cat can heal us, so maybe be careful what we say around the kitten."
So Din had said 5 days. Can we get on that, please?
Is the
Yeah.
note going all the way around the table? Is that?
Is it
Yeah.
something we're allowed to talk about?
Dracul just fucking said
Oh
that.
yeah, Dracul doesn't. Yeah,
Yeah. Look,
Just
Piss the
checking.
Destroyer, he's on our side. All right. Let's focus on the real problem at hand. I do have his name as Piss the Destroyer, which I think
Yeah.
was the full title because
that
it's
is
in my
the name.
inventory.
Is the Destroyer.
I mean, he belongs to a filthy blood witch, so can you really ever trust any of them? All the offense meant, I say, into
Piss
the
rubs
cat's
up
face.
a little bit on your leg, like
Ah.
affectionately.
That thing
It's
where,
just like
of course.
Getting that piss smell on you.
but yeah, we'll say with the note having been passed, everybody is fully aware that this is the case at this point. And then we'll carry on with Dracul being like, so the 5 days.
Yes, the 5 days. I cannot verify this, but Dean seems quite sure. Yes, that
Well,
this
if
is
Dean-
the case.
If Din is short, we should go and as they say, I don't know what they say, but we should go and get this done very
And
quickly.
Didn't share what they actually. Can I just want to hear from them what they're so afraid about, because they're strong. They're strong and strong, and I don't like them being afraid, and I need to know what it is that they're afraid of right now, please.
I've seen it in the vision. Edic's tea ceremony that we've all done. That's worked every time. That's never gone wrong. I saw it. Spire will fall in 5 days. It's the demons. We saw it. They're getting bigger and stronger.
Is that what killed all the drow?
Yes.
Yes. Quick over the table question to Elise. Way back when we were asking questions to the crystal ball, we got Juasha's name. Was that in I can't remember the specific context we were given that name. Was that like who is the main that was what we were at.
Yeah,
So,
you essentially ask like, who is this person who is sick and kind of orchestrating these events?
and so would we have all as a party / especially Edic himself connected the dots that like what just happened in New Heaven was not Molly Duvall, was Juasha's doing, or would you need me to roll for that?
I think at this point you would have a good sense that, especially with the crystal ball ask and everything, that Juasha is behind this.
So the incursion in New Heaven, It did not appear to be a test. It looked like a major accident. But whoever was trying to do something here was offering uh pieces of shit eidolons as some sort of energy for this thing. So that means one of two things. A, this thing that was consuming them is exhausting energy, or it is trying to grow in energy. And I think that it was that which caused the incursion. But I do not know, outside of the fact that we've all been able to kind of pin this on Juasha. I do not know where this demonic force, probably a greater eidolon, has gone. It must be housed somewhere, but I haven't the faintest. But that is what caused the incursion, and it seems to be the focal point of all of this. And it has to be related to Juasha.
So can we use our connections with Io to maybe get to Juwasha? We've convinced her to
That
let
is
us.
that is what yes, that is what I was going to suggest with our new friend, the new Swan EO. They will set up a meeting for myself and associates. The ethic. You know the demons, yes.
I know a few, yes.
You are hired as my demonologist. I will be taking you along with dear servant Alvi, and we will figure. Perhaps I need a entertainer and super secret bodyguard.
Io already knows
Din.
about us. We were able to explain me away. Will we be able to explain away Chu and Din and
Chu, I worry about the most.
I'm
me too?
fabulous.
I mean, generally in life, yes, that's a correct statement as well. But
Chu, may I suggest you write very kindly worded, but intimidating note to friend Eo
sorry.
and say, "Aha, you have returned the bloody, and now we are friends. Yes, we do the friendship, the spilling of the bloods together. I hear you do not like this Juasha. We be friends now. Yes, uh, good.
I
Yeah.
I like this. You
I
mentioned
think he's
that I
good.
know some. You mentioned that I know some demons, and this is true. Um, Whoever possesses this current eidolon has no idea what they are working with, or else this accident would have never happened in the first place.
I would
But I
say they,
might.
they need you very much. Then you
They
are
need me very much.
yes.
Maybe I know a demon who could get their eidolon to us.
That would be nice. Or hear me out. You find the off switch, or you drop it off of the top of Spire. This is not good. This is big bomb. I do not like this. You just take bomb from one place and put it in another. That does not mean it will not explode.
Hmm. Agreed. Um, Elise, would Edic know anything about the safe destruction of an eidolon? Like how would you like
Put it in the heart.
not cause explosion to
Oh, never mind.
stop it?
Yeah, putting it in the heart would not do that, Eva. Um,
Put a pearl in it.
Put it in a bun.
Put it
Can't
in
go
a bun.
over it. Okay, so this is a good question. Let's
Could I rot it?
have Edic roll. Start with a luck roll for me.
Oh.
2. Okay.
Mm.
I think that the question of undoing or unmaking eidolons is not one that most demonologists pursue, because the end point for demonology as a study has always been the procuring and creating of powerful eidolons. So to then want to destroy one is quite unusual. Not something I think most demonologists have ever even considered. For that reason, I think Edic does not know off the top of his head anything like this. However, you know a lot about eidolons. And I think that with some time spent puzzling over the idea of, or like unmaking, right? How would I go about unmaking this? That you could certainly get to something that might be an answer. And so in order to avoid you just like taking stress out of the blue, that's the purpose of the luck roll here, was to kind of like just see like how if you'd ever come across any other people who have done this kind of work. And I'd say like realistically, like you've done the work, you've put the hours in on demonology stuff, and this just isn't a question people are pursuing. So with some time and effort, I think you could figure it out.
Okay, so this isn't something I could just ask Byron and be like, hey, safe disposal.
You can try, you can see if Byron knows something, but thinking about it, that like eidolons are something that you as a demonologist and other drow or people in Spire who are demonologists, they make them to bring demons to them, or the power of demons to them. But demons don't fundamentally care that much about them outside of like the better the eidolon, the better the kind of filling, which is the demon, right? And so there's not necessarily like an innate understanding. It's kind of like, you and I are not architects, but we live in homes, right? And we are not construction workers, but we live in the homes that are constructed around us. So they would like be aware of them and be like, I can tell the difference between a nice one and a bad one for the most part. But if you started asking me questions about the foundation, I'd be like, call an engineer, right? So.
Okay, well, I think that's what Edic wants to do now. I think it like I do not know specifically about a simple on-off switch on an eidolon. This is not something that demonology has really concerned itself with. It's always been the creation, not the dissolution of them. So perhaps with a little bit of time, I might be able to come up with something. So we are short on time, but regardless, I feel like if that eidolon is in our possession, it would be in better hands than whoever currently has it.
So, as far as next steps go, we want to kill Juwasha. Is there a way that we were gonna do that? You were gonna.
I can arrange meeting most likely, but I do not know how long that will take. Is there someone we should be killing in the interim?
I could probably take care of EO if we can like go
We
visit
do not
a
need
forgery.
to kill EO.
Hey, listen, I don't tell you how to do your job, okay?
EO can help us kill. Why kill?
So maybe EO helps us kill, and then we kill EO.
I have a blood witch It's through a piss cat. We don't need EO. I can send her this pearl with the letter forged from her dead brother that says, "Hey, this is my last possession. Choose our best friend. Eat this medication so you don't die from like uber cancer," and then it'll turn
I
her into,
already gave her
I don't know, a
last
butt
word from
monster.
her brother. He would not do this. I have met Callisto's ghost. It is not a kind ghost.
Yeah. Well,
I think that if this is going to happen in 5 days and all this horrible bad stuff is happening, maybe we accumulate as many allies as possible, even monstrous, horrible, shitty ones,
that doesn't
and
make any
then
sense.
at the end, then we can kill all of them, including perhaps the terrible blood witch that we've associated ourselves with.
Duval,
Oh yes, we should
you didn't hear
definitely.
that.
We should
No,
definitely.
she heard it.
Oh boy.
It is okay. You know, it is not. It
Look,
is not bad if she hears. She is very powerful. This is good joke for her if she hears.
so where do you plan to meet? What's their face?
Probably at her estate, or perhaps where the big eidolon is. I don't know. This
I
is
can hold
all
a concert.
hypothetical.
Yeah, I can hold a concert wherever we're going. That would be great cover. It would probably attract a lot of people.
I don't know if a concert done by you would be good because
Wow. Wow.
no.
Wow.
I mean good
Wow.
in the okay. I understand. I
It
have
was a
offended.
very good concert last time, Chu, I
The-
promise.
The concert. I was not there. I was not created yet, but I have felt the good vibes. Anyway, Theo might have told Juasha that you were a problem and you were responsible for the death of her brother.
Cool.
That is not good. If I were to say, "Hey, come to this wonderful concert," that no one will try to kill you. You know, like that is not.
Maybe that's your impetus for meeting. I have a big concert and you say, "Hey, I offer you Chew while she's performing as bait," and then that's we meet her.
Oh, and then I kill you, and I say, "This is good faith."
No,
Then we kill
we
her.
meet her and then we kill her before she kills me.
Oh,
Chu,
that is also a good
I,
plan.
I love the idea of Blood Bowl 2 Electric Boogaloo, but I think we need to go for something a little simpler.
Okay.
I do not normally like divulging these secrets, but there is a demon named Maeve that I know, have worked with, the Fourth Sister. She's known for a few things. She steals gold, hearts, and lives.
Sorry, did you say hearts?
Did you
So
say
at this
gold?
point,
Gold,
Din
arts, pumping your chest, the arts, yes,
Don't like this.
and lives.
Din gets up from her chair like abruptly and, real. I will not work alongside demons. The
Well, there you
ministry
have
has
it.
lost its teeth. And then I storm out, but I do stay nearby to listen.
Then, I am the ministry's thief. Lombre herself has
She's
blessed
gone.
me. Come on. I'm shouting.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
shouting
shouting it
this after
out
her.
the door. I am the ministry. Okay.
Alvy's just going to say really quickly, she knows about Edic, right? She knows about that because she has been working alongside a demon for a very long time.
Secondary point of order. Yes, she knows about this. The ministry has lost its teeth. The terrorist ministry.
Sam, go ahead and roll a luck die for me.
Also, I just want to remind everyone that Edic does still have veiny demon nails.
Yes, that
Oh,
is
right.
true.
Oh,
And
good.
Oh, and none of you guys have seen those until right now.
you're like
My
the
fleshy
ministry.
demon nails.
Yeah.
Maybe
My
you had
veiny
them in
demon
gloves.
nails. Please don't be awful. Yay, finally.
As you're saying this, like
Seven.
the terrorist ministry, like kind of, you kind of get an echo of a headache. It's not the same as like the full headache, right? But it's like this feeling like, ow, like a little like pierce into your temple, and you stop for a second and kind of rub at your head. And like you don't, there's no flood of memories coming back to you, but you remember sitting here before, and you have that memory, and overlaid in that memory now is another figure. And you flip back in your notes and you see Lukash owes you these things, and you connect like this overlaid image of Lukash in your memory, who's both there and not in your memory, is Lukash. And as you're kind of like saying this about the ministry, and you kind of, it causes you to kind of pause and like lose your train of thought a little bit. But you can carry on from that however you want. And then Sarah, you said Din's going to stay and listen.
Yeah.
Are you out like in perch, but like near the? Do you kind of left the area, this room, but you want to stay where you can listen?
Yeah, because I do have that knack for eavesdropping, and I do have the listening
Yeah.
cup.
Okay, that's true. You do
Din
have the
has
listening
her
cup.
own cat.
Yeah.
She's holding it up to her ear.
Go ahead and roll. Is the eavesdropping is in sneak?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Okay, so roll sneak with your eavesdropping knack, and low society.
Sorry, my thing is like being weird today. Okay. Sneak. Low society, I do not have. And what was the other one?
Your knack. You can take the mastery die from your knack of eavesdropping.
Okay.
So it should be 3d10 if you don't have low society.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, an 8 is a full success. And yeah, you are hidden both on the street and from your friends, listening into this conversation inside. Yeah.
Edic is gonna like look back at that front page of his notes. Who is Lukash?
Good one,
Gonna
pal. Great
respond
one.
to what you said before and say, yeah, we are those terrorists. That's our job.
I mean,
No,
not a
it is
job.
I mean,
our
you're
job.
not, because
it's a
you're
hobby.
above us
No,
and separate
we
from us,
are-
of course.
we are
But
not
we are
ter-
the terrorists.
I too
Terrorist
work
is a harsh
with-
term.
No,
I-
that's what we are. I mean, we can
I-
admit it, right?
I am not a terrorist. Anders is the terrorist. Let us be very clear about that. I am like Etik, a friend of the terrorist. Thank you very much.
Sleep at night,
Does he-
Your Excellency.
I'm
Don't
an idol.
sleep. I wait in
That's
the
true.
void.
You'll be gone by sunrise.
Yes.
Why
Okay.
would I be complicit in terrorism?
Because you're a
Because the high
terrible
elves are
person.
terrible.
Also
No, the
that.
high elves are terrible. We're not terrible.
Hey.
We're fighting the revolution.
Yeah,
This is the
we're-
revolution. This is the grounds
Yeah, yes.
where we are fighting for the drow.
Exactly.
It is
The
a
unjustified
sad
means.
revolution. This is a
Yeah.
tiny room to wage a revolution in.
That's I agree. Let's go kill
And you're a
person.
tiny man that won't exist tomorrow. So
Okay, could we?
That
could,
is
could,
not very nice. I am a little taller than Anders. Thank you.
I,
Byron? What
Yeah. What?
What has happened? Why am I allied with the ministry?
I mean, I don't know. You made your own
What-
choices. We didn't make the choices for you. You're
can
here.
Can I roll compel
This is
To
true, Elvie. I must say yes.
convince Edic that he's kind of just here of his own volition and that it's not like a bad thing because the pay was good enough and that Lukash is basically the person that's going to pay him?
I mean, you can just tell Edic those
Okay.
things. But if you want to try and like make something better here, you can roll
Yeah.
fix and see if you can do something.
No. I think Chu's just gonna say that and not try to roll fix.
Okay.
You chose to be here. I don't know why you're saying
Yeah, the
why
pay
you're
was
asking
great,
us.
Eric. You really like the pay. I mean, Lukash, you were like so excited. Lukash was gonna take you on a magic carpet ride or something.
Yes, but Lukosh is missing. And we have
Not
5
missing,
days before the
hiding.
fucking world ends. Can we please
Oh
move
my
on?
gosh. Y'all
Um,
are like a broken record.
Din, out on the street, you're listening and you're just kind of really casually blending in with your surroundings. People are not paying any attention to you. You glance up and happen to see that the full moon has come completely into view now, and is shining down in a way that it feels to you both good and frustrating at the same time because it reminds you of your vision. And as this happens, inside Anders, or should I, not Anders, but Dracul, I do need you to roll resist, and you can use the religion domain if you have it.
I don't. This is all right. Let's keep our finger.
Oof.
Oh,
Ooh, that's a good
wow.
roll. That's a really good one.
It's been nice knowing y'all. This
It's a
is
1 for those of you who can't see it.
Is there any way that like Edic could help out? Does he have any idea what's just happened?
No.
You don't even know why you're here.
No.
Yes.
But I know that I like these people, but I'm very confused.
Oh, yeah, you are already, there's this argument happening. Everybody's just like, am I a terrorist? Am I not? Alfie's trying to get the revolution off the ground. Like, Chu is like, I don't care enough to help my friends. Like, this is all chaos is going on. Din is outside observing the full moon. And as this happens, Dracul, in a chorus of voices in your head, of a variety of gods that you have pledged yourself to.
Oh fuck.
I believe 3 actively that you have fully sworn yourself to in various ways, magically and otherwise. Sounds in your head. There is a splitting pain as your mind takes it feels like an assault from like multiple angles.
Yeah.
Let's roll that stress.
It's what, like a D20 stress?
Well, I'm not just gonna like auto kill you.
I love that we're
But
like,
we
yeah,
are
we have this great plan, and then Xander's is just gonna like explode.
Oh my god, that's like the most anticlimactic thing in the world.
Yes!
A 1 on a
splitting
D8.
headache that just goes
A
away.
splitting headache that gives you 1 mind stress. Which
The
takes
You
smell
were
of-
gonna possibly
So
give
strong,
him
so
8
strong.
The
stress?
smell of Piss the Destroyer makes it better somehow.
All right, now roll your roll.
roll a D10 for Fallout. You have to get a 2 or lower to take Fallout on this.
All right, you know what? Here's another 1 coming at you.
It's
Okay,
a 3. And you hear, in a chorus of voices,
Damn it.
just kind of the question echoing. And I wish that I had some cool voice mod effect for this, but I don't. So you're just going to hear it. Who are you? Echoing through your head over and over.
No.
And Anders, as you take this, or Dracul, as you take this 1 mind stress, it is the lasting element to this stress is not high, right? You don't take a huge hit, but it is painful in the moment, and you are doubled over in pain. Edic, I would like you to also roll resist and religion. And you can
I
take
don't have that one.
you can take a mastery die on this.
Okay, so that's gonna be 3d10.
A 9.
Oh,
A 9.
there we are.
And as the full moon kind of comes, the light of it, there's no windows in Perch. certainly not on this building and not in general because you don't want sunlight coming in when it can hurt you. But the full moon kind of outside is in full display and effect here. And Edic, you once again get that piercing pain in your temple, and more of these memory holes start to filter in, and it's almost like through, like when you close your eyes, it's like you're seeing some of these scenes happen again through some filter of like beautiful silvery moonlight, as a few more of your memories, early ones, talking to Lukash, the first time that you were ever contracted by the ministry and why you said yes, the first meeting you took here with this group of people where there was someone else, Rauka, another demonologist, that you began to work with, and Alvi, who's another sage from the Remisian, that you began to work with. And like these kinds of things are slotting into place. And it's painful, but like at the end of it, you sit up. And unlike Anders, who is absolutely, like not having a good time, you sit up from this and feel clearer headed than you did before. And with that, we're going to take a break. So hang on to your reactions and thoughts.
Oh,
Let's take a
Quickly
10
look
minute
at all of
break
your high advances.
if you
Yeah.
want to, but we don't need to like rush it. And we'll be back in 10 minutes. So right around 8:06, 8:07 Mountain Time, which is 10:06, 10:07 Eastern Time. And we will see you then, friends.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, it's us again. We're back.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome
Hello
back
there.
to the stream. Um, in case anyone's tracking from the very first thing we did in this game, we're just going to worry about advances next time. So you will hear all about the wonderful high advances that the players will take next time. Yes, Ava? Oh, is that Piss the Destroyer?
This is Piss the
Oh my God, it's
Destroyer.
Piss the
Uh,
Destroyer,
just have
but it
to-
has too many eyes.
Get
Yeah,
rid
you
of
have
one
to-
of its eyes.
There you go.
Cover one up.
Black out
Yep.
one eye.
This is Piss the
Perfect.
Destroyer.
There we go. Okay, there we go. Now it's
There you
Piss.
go.
He is Destroyer. Yep.
This is my pencil holder.
You.
Perfect.
Yep.
Meanwhile,
This is mine.
Meanwhile, cute. Okay, with the claws, right? Yeah, so yes, hi Lena, welcome. We're glad you're here. We pick up with
Chaos.
the group, in the middle of this kind of argument conversation, Edic getting some of his memories of the ministry back. Meanwhile, Anders kind of having an identity crisis brought on by the 3 different gods that he has pledged himself to during the course of this campaign. And Anders, Dracul, you are feeling quite splintered, I would say, is perhaps one way to look at it, and from some part of your identity that might feel more like Sten, buried very deep under Anders, which is buried very deep under Dracul. You hear the luck goddess speaking, and from Anders, you hear Lombre, and even from Bertold, who is a priest, right? You have this kind of sense of fourth directional kind of tug of religious war here. And of course the most recent dedication of
Yep.
the true zealot, or what was it called for the sword?
Yeah, it is it's the sword of the winter devotee.
Yes. The
Yeah, it
true
doesn't say,
I think it's like the true devotee or something like that, where
Oh,
your
yep,
blood,
yep.
blood was spilled on the sword, and kind of have that additional effect from the sword, but also coming with this kind of like deep kind of obsessional devotion to Mother Winter. So that's happening in Anders's head, everybody. Meanwhile, Chu and Alvi are still just bickering about, blood witches, and the cat Piss is still just kind of wandering around the room, antagonizing Alvi. And Din is outside, listening in and having a bit of her own contemplative moment with the moonlight on her own mask.
And in walks a hobbit, the most unlikely of beings.
Wow, what a twist! Let's just go ahead and put you in the GM seat.
No, sorry. I was reminded of like the Fellowship of the Ring scene where they're all like arguing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I was like, okay.
I
okay.
Yeah, no, I got the Hobbit joke.
Okay. So let's pick up where we were. I'm not a fucking terrorist. I'm a performer who performs terroristly.
Terroristically.
Yeah, terroristly.
Of course.
Yes.
Mhm.
You're just part of the discussion still, Dracul, you think?
No,
Chuckle, you seem to be
No.
doing really well.
he's at this point he is like, I think it's fair to say that if you were to look at him. Oh wait, thank God, I have my mask on. I was gonna say, I think it's fair that his physiology is kind of on the fritz as I'm battling with myself. And Dracul is just shouting like "shut up" over and over and over
Okay.
again, trying to get those voices out, himself. Yeah.
Okay.
This is fine. Perfectly normal day.
I think choose like you're shouting that, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like out loud?
Yes.
Okay. Chu, I think, is gonna go quiet and just kind of observe and potentially start dropping like a sick beat in the background. Sorry, my partner is admiring her character wielding a giant fish. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm just waiting because I said my piece about us being revolutionaries and stuff. So
It is coming back to me what all has happened. I still probably don't remember Lombre coming to me, right?
No, you
Yeah.
don't know why you've forgotten what you've forgotten or why you're remembering it now.
Yeah. I do. Something must have happened fairly recently. Maybe I bumped my head way too hard. But I think I will heed the advice of Dracul, and I must research. We do not have time to dilly-dally, so I want to know if I can diffuse an Eidolon bomb. Oh. And I think Sam is subtly hoping that by Edic like getting up and springing to action that this is like kind of maybe helping Din in some way, shape, or form. Being like,
Well,
oh hey, someone's
as
doing
far as
something
you
right now.
know, yeah, like Din is gone, right? As far as Attic knows.
Yeah.
But Din is
That's why
listening.
Sam is hoping.
Yeah.
And I think he's gonna leave the room and make a portal into the vault to do some research.
Okay. Yeah, so you head out to the vault and to begin your research. What's Chu, Alvi, what are Chu and Alvi up to?
Did we determine where we were gonna meet Lukash? Or not Lukash, did you do Juasha? Name? Person?
We hadn't. It's a hypothetical at this point. Like I could probably get a meeting, but we don't know where.
We don't know like what general location. Okay. It's not great. Have we narrowed it down to like 2 at least? 3? Okay.
The only person that at this point we think has a lead
EO
on
could connect us, right? So I think our
it
connection
would
with
be EO, yeah.
would be how we would get to Juasha.
Okay. Then in that case, I will take my manager. No, I will tell the group then like okay. Sounds like we need to arrange this meeting. I will not kill EO. I will take my team, meet with her, figure out where Juasha is, and begin establishing a really, a concert there. So that worst case scenario, should whatever is going on with this business over here, and she kind of motions to Xander's slash
Dracul.
Dracul slash whatever. In case that falls through, like we'll still have the concert and maybe we can use it as part of that. And this is gonna be like a big one, y'all. And I also would probably say it's probably gonna be Chu's last concert under the name Chu for a while. So, wonk, wink, wonk. And then with that, Chu, I think, is going to ask, like, does anyone want to come with me to set this deal up with EO and figure out what's going on here?
Well, I feel like Dracul and I maybe could. Oh, I don't know if Dracul's going to exist later. Dracul, can you exist later?
Dracul is just. It's less shouting and more sobbing at this point.
Dracul is having. could only imagine is potentially a cathartic and enlightening experience. I don't know what. I mean, maybe they're having a great time. I don't know.
I'm gonna go over to him and just start patting him on the back and just saying, like, you okay there, buddy?
Please shut up. Please.
Sounds good. So you drag him, and let's go.
Are we doing this today?
I mean, okay, how about this? You and I go, we leave him here, and we take Din with us, because Din's great. And I don't think Din wants to be with
EO. I don't. My past experience is a no for that one.
Does Din not like EO?
Just the whole situation with them.
Were they
I feel like it wasn't really good at the ending with Din and you. We need Dracul. And I'm going to look at him and I'm going to just say, I'm really sorry. And I'm going to slap him across the face really hard.
If
I'm going to
Rachel,
send a few bees onto his face too.
Rachel, I want you to pick high or low and then roll a luck roll.
Oh God.
Is high good or is low good?
High.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to say low is good.
Okay.
Because I usually roll low.
That's a good strategy. If I could play D&D but like golf rules, I'd be a legend.
4. Yeah.
Rachel always rolls low.
You knock with this smack. You knock the mask off of Dracul's face. And what are people going to see?
Yeah. So, Dracul looks very sickly. Like a lot more weazened than you might have thought originally. And has where Anders had the tattoo on his cheek of the Damn now. Dracul has one that's like his entire face of the Mother Winter.
Mm-hmm.
He's not looking great. Definitely. And would I be scrambling for my mask at this point? As
you are.
Drow are seeing me.
Yeah, I mean,
just snapping me out of it.
I slapped him this way, and I'm going to backhand him now the other way.
Yeah, just across the face this time.
Just come on, like bah, bah.
Yeah, I mean, how would Dracul react?
Yeah, he's gonna just grab his mask and very slowly put it back on, and it up, pretend like nothing happened.
She was just gonna be like, nice. You saved a lot of face there.
Alfie?
You were having an episode,
no one
an issue?
sees my face.
I wasn't looking. Don't worry about it. I closed my eyes while I slept.
I had no episode.
You did. You were. It seemed you were shaking.
perfectly
Your whole
fine.
body was shaking, and
This
you were
is a
kind of
lie.
clutching your head.
No, that did not happen.
This is great.
You're right. I'm sorry. I stepped out of line,
You were-
sir, and
you were
now it's time for
probably-
us to go.
Yeah,
You were
geez,
probably
Alvy.
thinking of little Bertold. He cries a lot.
Who is Bert?
Bertold's the mortician persona. Crying is a very natural and healthy thing for people to
They
do.
do not. The Elfir have no tear ducts.
They do.
That's actually not true. I've actually researched. Don't worry about it.
This is a lie.
Okay, so
This is drow propaganda.
tear ducts aside, so who's going where? I mean, Edric, I assume you want to do a thing, right?
Edric is
Edric's
gone,
gone.
but Edric was down to go with Anders, or with Dracul, but
The
he
only
wanted
problem
to
is
know how to-
Dracul only exists for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Yes, I will be here until sunrise.
Okay, so I think that if you're gonna be here for not that long, choose to say, okay, so why don't we just all go? Edric is out doing a thing. We'll leave him a note. We set up this meeting today. We come back, and first thing in the morning, we leave and start plotting and setting this up proper. But all we need to do is like set up the meeting with Juasha today. Go meet the lady, EO, whatever they are.
I do not need to meet them. I just send a message. That is simple.
Right? Do we have like
It-
USPS, FedEx? Like
uh,
how?
we have Skywell Express, I think.
There's a
Okay.
system in place.
Sky whale mail.
Crofer, who is the person who Din had a very short but not resolved love affair with, who is also
Did they ever make it to brunch?
who is also the person who kind of runs the estate of Callisto and now Io. Well, Callisto and Io the whole time. Has a messenger system set up that is direct, essentially. And Anders, well, Dracul knows how to do it.
Nice.
Yes, so we will send a message. It will get the point across, and we will not have to, show our face. We just saw them today. It would be a little weird, if it was like if we saw them in the morning. We
Okay,
came
I
back.
need to see them because I need to know now when or where I need to start planning this concert at.
I will put in the note that you are planning a concert and you would like them to be guest of honor. I will see what I can do. I'm sure Io would love to schedule it if Io does not feel satisfied bloodily for the killing of. Maybe because they think that it was Juasha that killed her brother.
What if I dedicate the concert to the Swan as like a rival?
Oh, this is good.
I don't think it was well known that he was the Swan, right? Could we dedicate it to Callisto? Because I don't know if it was well known information that he was the Swan.
I'll talk to my manager, who's really great and knows all of this stuff, and is also played by God. So
Wow.
It is very. Oh, yes.
Yeah, Dracul's like, can you get me a direct line to any god right now? Because I'm
Can you
kind of
get
having.
me? I need one. We're kind of having like a little old lady who swallowed the fly situation. I need a very big god.
I've
Shut up.
swallowed many flies. I tell you, they do not come up easy.
Yes.
Okay, so because she can barf like the swarm. Okay.
Would
Okay,
we like
so far
to
the
go
murder
out
count
and-
for this campaign is like Callisto 4 to 7.
do we think that Juasha would come
Last
visit?
time, Ava just gave everybody diarrhea, but
Yeah,
this time
and one
she's
guy
killed everybody.
died. I
One
think.
guy did die.
One guy
Do
died
we-
from the diarrhea.
We want
we-
to go kill someone tonight. I would
can.
be very happy to go do this.
Do we think that
Why?
Juasha will?
Because I will
Sorry,
take
Ava.
their essence.
Me too. Do you think Juasha will come visit Perch if we do everything
No.
here? Not at all?
Probably not. This is
Even
a
if-
death trap. Have you walked around this area?
It's nice. I almost fell off, yeah.
I think that all of you would. Dracul's answer of immediate no rings true. The fact that Dracul is here at all has already been a bit of a problem for y'all because high elves
I
don't
don't know how
fucking
people
come
look at me.
here. Yeah.
So do we think the Silver Quarter would be a place that they would visit?
Perhaps you would probably do better in Amaranth, probably. Maybe we could kill an elf here. Hear me out. And take their estate, and then Dracul's new pad, private concert.
Well, usually there's a lot more people than just the Elfir at an estate.
I
That
want
would be maybe a massacre. I don't know if we're ready for that.
I would like to be a little more permanent in the mind of Anders, so if I could kill an Elfir very soon, that would be wonderful. I think this helps everyone out.
I have an over-the-table question, Elise.
Okay.
My family had an estate in the Silver Quarter. I know it's not Amaranth, but I know I went back and like murdered my families. She has a backstory. What happened to that estate? Do I know?
I think it's more than reasonable that Chu inherited that estate. You as a what's it called? Your class, an
Yeah,
idol. Like
idol.
the fact that you primarily perform in perch right now is due to circumstances like kind of outside of your control, but you still have like a significant amount of money and influence outside of here as well. So I would say Chu having an estate in the Silver Quarter, not outside the realm of pretty
So then I
standard
think
stuff for an idol.
Chu will probably put that on the table and just be like, well, we could always go to my estate. I know it's not an amaranth, it's in the Silver Quarter, but you could pass it off as your own. I don't think anybody would sneeze. And we could even throw the concert there.
Have
I
you been there for a long time? Like, do people see
Um,
you come and go?
no, not really. It's like a place I own. I mean, I've been busy.
Yeah. Chu has also been, like kind of necessarily performing in perch a lot. And I would say, like what you just said is true. Like also still owns, but probably does not spend much time at all in the Silver Quarter.
what
And just for the
what if,
record, it does count as
hmm,
high society. The Silver Quarter does.
Oh,
So
great.
what does Dracul need to do to become a more permanent fixture?
Hey, one of us needs to kill an Elfir.
That
And
sounds
then,
like a
then
huge
I will
task.
take their. Oh,
Juasha,
no,
right?
not
I
if I
think
am.
that we
Oh,
need to.
well,
I think we need to
yes.
kill an Elfir while you're still Dracul.
Oh, no,
No, you can
nothing
go away
so.
and we can do it later. Not that I'm saying we will, but I mean, revolution, right?
Hey, you want to do it when I'm not here? You don't want
No,
me to
I
see the
thought you were
fear
leaving
in their
at
eyes?
sunrise. No, you're leaving at sunrise. Do we need to do it
Yes, we
before
do
you're
it
leaving?
tonight. We have a good time. We go on the night on the town, and we
Hey,
kill an Elfir. Oopsie daisy, and then we're good.
that sounds really dangerous. And also, there's not a lot of Aelfir in Perch. And also,
Yes, we go.
we're
We commute.
literally
We go to
luring.
Amaranth. We knock on some doors.
We're literally luring somebody. I mean, Juasha is an Aelfir, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
but
Like, and we want to kill them, right?
Y-
yes.
Yes.
Dracul wants to
And
stay Dracul for a while, and he won't be able to until we kill an Elfir. So
right, I
he
think
wants to do it now.
was
That's
that as
his drive.
Alvi or was that as
Alvi.
okay? Then I think she was gonna be like, but I don't care about what Dracul wants.
Right, but I don't think that he cares about what you want either, so it's a weird
Oh no,
crossroads.
all
no.
right, bickering crowd.
I care what
We
everyone wants.
have
Do
No.
Yeah.
let's hear from Din. What's going on for Din? Are you still just listening or is there anything else going on for you?
I think after it became clear that it was no longer anything new. And went back to her house
Did Din
and
see Eddic leave?
Yes, Din saw Eddic leave. Heard Eddic's announcement and saw Eddic leave, yes.
well, you went to the vault though, isn't that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I walked
left
out
the
the
room
door.
first.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Then left.
At least this will be something that we'll have to talk about over the week, but basically I'm going to start tearing my apartment apart, looking for other ministry contacts or records of other jobs that I've done, that I have any kind of evidence of, to get into contact with someone else to try to inform people of what I know, but also kind of, get some backup slash
Yeah.
bolstering.
Yeah. So I'll say without a role, there are some things that you would just know. One is the location of the cathedral, which is kind of the central operating point. It's an underground cathedral that is run by the ministry, and the kind of the location of that is something that I think Din does know. All of you would have come and gone from the cathedral at different points during your, like, oh my God, the word always escapes me. But like when you were being inducted, which is such a kind word to use for what the ministry did to bring you into their fold. But yeah, you would have come and gone from it. And I think Din among everybody here would be especially well suited for like the kind of cloak and dagger approach of like knowing where and how to get to it. So you could get to the cathedral, I think, pretty easily. That's also where you know Lukash is hiding out. So if you wanted to go there, you could, and if I can quickly. Yeah, so you know that there's and like you would be able to find there probably resources and or people that you have worked with in the past or things like that. With some additional investigation, um, we can see what you would turn up if you want to roll for kind of more um, stuff.
Looking at my 4 total stress. I mean, I think at this current moment that is as much as I'm willing
Okay,
to do. Like,
I will also, without a roll, remind you that a long time ago, Din had a temporary bond to Emmett,
right.
the guard captain.
Mm.
You don't think Din has worked with people quite a lot here and there, made allies, lost allies. You don't think that, you never followed up with Emmett. Nobody did. You're not necessarily thinking that you would be able to go back to him at like quite the same level of standing, but you do have that contact. And the other thing that you kind of turn up and think about as you're doing this in terms of like what getting the word out or if tapping into your network might look like is that there is a print publication that is still running during all of this in Perch, that like a newspaper, where the death of Briannon, the original Bev, the first Bev, who died at the outset of this campaign, was reported, and the other kind of goings um, of the Swan have been reported in that as well. And you would, easily be able to track down and find people there if there was interest in that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I go back to my apartment, but I don't know, whenever we turn the day over, I don't know where everyone's gonna be, but I will assume that nobody has gone anywhere, which might not be true. But I like will want to check in with Chu. But that is for the future.
Okay. And Edic, you went to do some research. Would you start that night or would you start in the morning?
Immediately, yeah.
Okay. And so you went to the vault. To remind me specifically to research what? Oh, how you
I'm
would go about undoing an Eidolon.
Yeah, how to like diffuse an eidolon. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigate roll. And this would be occult, and you would get your knack. So go ahead and roll 4d10 for me.
All right, I'll
That
take
is
a critical success.
a critical success. Okay. Uh, as you start researching this, you are struck by the what seems to be a quite impossible task, because once eidolons become eidolons, what categorically they must, to be considered a successful eidolon, be a vessel for demonic power. And once an object accepts demonic power into it, it changes the nature of that thing such that it is fundamentally different than when it was created. So if your eidolon is a little statue that was carved, it was made out of marble and tools to chisel and carve it, but upon having demonic presence inside of it, it's not marble that was chiseled anymore. It's something new and different. And that's what is kind of stumping you, or is kind of causing this, like, it's not as simple as undoing the like most recent step or something, because it is fundamentally changed upon accepting demonic power into it. And so you start to think about, like, man, is like, to carry our house metaphor from before, would there be a way to safely evict a demon, right? Would there be a way to like take this demon home and say, like, you can't have it anymore, because you can't just destroy the thing, because we know that that is, boom, that's a bomb, right? And an eidolon of the size and power that we're talking about would be like, Din's vision. This would be the crystal ball vision. And so instead, there has to be something done to kind of force the demon out back into wherever it came from, as opposed to allowing it, through breaking the eidolon in some way, to explode out into Spire. And so
This over the table, like,
Mhm.
the former is what happened to Rauka, right? Effectively.
uh,
He was yeah, Ashira, like he was a living eidolon.
yeah, Ashira did leave. Sorry, I don't know if my push to talk. Ashira did leave Rauka and
Didn't cause an incursion in that
did not
moment.
cause an incursion upon leaving Rauka. That is correct. It's a little different from what you can tell, in that it was a voluntary leaving in some way, right? Over the table, Ashira was bargained, right? Ashira and the mistress bargained, and part of the bargain was that Ashira would leave Rauka and voluntarily rehome into a different eidolon, leaving Rauka just a person. And that does give you some ideas, right? It's certainly possible to talk a demon into something like that. However, it's really unlikely. The case of a living eidolon is totally different from the case of object eidolons. And so the fact that that happened with Ashira, Edic very firmly does not get the sense that it is likely that he'll be able to bargain with a demon who is content in the eidolon that they have, to just, like, like a hermit crab, like, take a slightly bigger home. Like, it's not going to happen, right? Like, they house themselves in eidolons that fit them in such a way that, like, again, you can't quite tell where the demon starts and the eidolon ends. And so to rehome or evict or whatever is to change the nature of the demon in some way. And Ashira did this willingly for some reason. That Edic doesn't know, because Edic hasn't talked to Ashira and can't really get much information out of Rauka at this point. However, Edic would be like, yeah, I mean, like, if you think about doing that to Byron, and even thinking, like, if you could convince him to do that, it breaks your heart a little to think about the way that it would fundamentally change Byron from who he is and how you know him. And so, like, you get the very strong sense, like, you couldn't just do that for most demons voluntarily. Now, if there's a way to force it to happen because you don't care if the demon loses some essential element of itself, or changes that essential element of itself in some way, then now you're thinking down the path of, okay, is there a way to force the issue? Is there a way to evict a demon from an eidolon without causing an incursion? And the first thing you get is, it's definitely not through physical harm to the Eidolon, right? That is a one-way ticket to explosion land. And it's also definitely not going to be, you're just kind of going through like the process of elimination, like what things could kind of interact with it. You get the sense that unreality from the heart interacts with demonic shit in weird ways, and it causes big explosions. It's also, yeah, and your hand to start turning into demon hands. It's also the one other force at play, besides maybe the gods themselves, that you think has the kind of firepower to do something like evict a demon from its eidolon without causing an incursion. But it would be real hard to not cause an incursion, because, or without, a big boom, because unreality and demonic power are very at odds with each other. So it would be a very precise, delicate surgery to do this without destroying Spire.
And
Yeah,
it would require me to go to the heart with this eidolon, effectively.
No, you don't think that's the case. If you took this eidolon to the heart, you think that you would just straight up explode Spire, because the actual, right, much like when
Noted.
Saren was like, don't even take the little pendant to the heart, right? Taking that powerful of an eidolon to the heart would be bad news. But unreality bleeds in through Spire, through the Vermissian, all over the place. It's part and parcel with what Spire is, even though the heart is where it is the strongest. So you think that there are other ways that you could tap into unreality if you wanted to pursue that as a potential. And the third avenue that does come to mind is, I don't think, ironically, because Eddic doesn't remember the a goddess, coming to him in a vision. The third thing that kind of comes up in like the thinking of like what powers are strong enough in Spire to do something like this is holy magic, right? You start thinking down like, okay, there are priests of this kind and that kind, like priests who talk to these gods and those gods. Something Chu said offhand of like, could I decay that eidolon, right? Kind of like makes you pause and think like, could Chu decay it if it is like a
Beautiful.
yeah, and like, because that like physical damage to the eidolon, like hitting it with a hammer to destroy it, would be bad. But you're thinking about the process of decay and how different that is, right, from something like a physical blow or a sundering. And that's what kind of gets you thinking about this, and you're like, man, would there be something like that if like you talk to the right priests, or you talk to the right person who has a direct line to a god. But how much does Eddic really believe that the gods are influencing and tapping into the world in that way? I don't know. And so that's what you kind of dig up.
Okay. How long did it take me to perform this research?
This is, I mean, you work yourself to exhaustion tonight. And Din, back at her home, has kind of worked herself into exhaustion, thinking through like contacts and people that she can see, and in the effort to not further destroy herself, has kind of given up tonight. So that leaves us with the group back at the Lukash's little hideout, where there's this kind of frustration over like, how do we get Dracul like a permanent fixture among the many personalities of Anders, and what do we do and when do we do it regarding EO? What's yeah, go ahead.
Chu's going to ask real quick. So Dracul has spoken to EO and they already have a relationship, right? And does EO know that Dracul wants to meet with Juasha? And you already explained that I didn't kill this one, right? Okay.
I
So here's
mean,
a,
it's implied.
yeah.
Yes.
So Chu kind of walks up to Alvi and kind of confirms all these things and then puts a hand on Alvi's shoulder and goes, "You seem really great at handling Dracul. I'm gonna go talk to my manager. Good luck, bye." And she just leaves. And she's like,
I'm right.
I'll message EO through my manager and set up the meeting in the silver quarter at my estate and get that ball rolling. It'll happen in 3 days before the end of the world. We can deal with that. And hey, you know what? You've got a baby to sit. Goodbye. And then I'll just leave.
It is not. Could we do something about that?
You really can't do anything about Chu. When she decides she's going to do something, she does it. There's not really stopping her.
Oh, okay.
She's kind of like you, but worse. But in a good way, of course. I mean, I love you both dearly. Why do I like such terrible people? It's fine. No offense. No offense meant. So you were talking about
no.
Elfir.
Yes. Would you like to come and kill someone with me tonight, Elf?
Well, I'm not so. Here's the
It
thing.
would be fun.
I'm not generally a murderer.
But you don't
But
like the
also,
Elfir, you know,
I really
terrorism.
don't.
It is what.
Is there a way that we could find an Elfir that's especially an enemy of the ministry or an enemy of the drow, and I could do it as a
All
fighter
of
for the
them.
people? That's fair. I mean, some can be nice.
There is one. Well, there is one. Actually, wait. Before I say this, what I know about our ministry Elfir friend as Anders. Is that like a contact everyone would have, or
Ministry Alfir friend.
The guy
Jog
from
my
last
memory.
campaign
yes?
that we converted to.
Yeah. Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god, yeah, Farquaad.
Yeah, Lord
Yeah.
Farquaad.
Yeah.
Faisal.
Yes,
Farquaad.
Faisal.
Oh my
Farquaad.
god.
No, snow falls on embers or something like that. Yeah.
Who was it who
Din.
Din dug up the Galena contact, or was that someone else? That was Anders, wasn't it? Who has
Was it me? It was either me or Dan. I can't remember which one of us.
because it definitely was Din. I remember because it was ironic that of all the people who got the information, it was Sarah, who was not in last season's campaign, to know to have the full
Right.
context of who Faisal was. But I think that Din might have mentioned it, said maybe that there's kind of
I think Din had given us options.
Yeah.
And that was one of them.
Yeah. So you would have a very vague recollection of Din mentioning that there might be someone in Amaranth like that.
I have a vague recollection of a very easy, they are technically, possibly a friend of the ministry. Now,
The opposite of what we want.
Listen to this. It's fine. They are friend of ministry. We are the extension of the ministry's hand. Sometimes, you have to cudgel the friend to grow stronger yourself. This is how the workouts would go in the Elfir military. Sometimes you just, best workout is killing sometimes. So, we go, we kill, I get a little stronger, he gets a little bit deader, or the end of the day, I don't know.
Can't we find somebody who's actually bad?
Yes, we could just walk around Amaranth and, knock on some doors. Hello, do you hate the ministry?
That sounds...
The first person we say will be fine. We'll say yes, and then we go, may we come in? And then we come in and we kill them, and that is how that would go. Would you like, or would it be better if we found, say, I don't know, a blood witch? Would that make you feel better? I mean, it wouldn't make me feel better.
I mean, it would, but they're also terrifying and might kill us both.
I mean, are they drow? Are they technically drow? Or are they
No, they're filthy and disgusting.
It's fair.
They pollute everything that they're near.
you know what, Alvi, I will let it up to you. We will kill whoever you want tonight. It is,
Oh,
it
jeez.
is your night. You know what my pick is going
Just
to
gonna
be.
stick my head between my legs in the chair and just start like, like just full on hyperventilating.
Is that the name of someone I should know?
Just
Just
just hold on.
Is it? It's
Maybe. How about
yes.
what if you just choose and I'm just there?
Oh, you are too kind, Elvi. You are too kind.
I want to do this, but this feels wrong, but also right, and I don't. Choices are hard.
Will this be your first kill, Elvi? I do not want to throw you into. Oh, great. We will find little Elfir for you to kill. We will not go to the biggest mansion. We will find the smallest one that is more of like, small summer estate, and we hope someone is home.
You do know that Amaranth is not the only place the Alfir live, and that if you...
Yes.
Amaranth is the... I wish that I knew New York City better, because I was like, I don't know, the Upper West End? What do people say when they want to be like, the fancy shit? Sarah, where's the fancy apartments in your city?
In Manhattan.
Yeah, but like, isn't there like...
And I know that there's...
Yeah. Okay.
Sure, but...
Yeah.
Just...
Okay, well, we'll say it's the Manhattan, right? It's like it's not just like the expensive place, because all of upper high society is expensive. It's like the coveted place, where the people with the most money and power and history in Spire, which, remember, we're still only talking about like, less than 200 years or something of invading, which is not even most Alfir's lifetimes. So like,
right.
This is relatively recent history for the lifespans of the people we're talking about, invaders of this territory. But anyway, Amaranth being like where people are kind of the most powerful and most wealthy, but the Alfir live in other parts of high society as well. Most notably, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to check what the name of it is, but I will have it in just a second. Ivory Row is much more residential for even some very wealthy drow live in Ivory Row. Very few, but a few. And then the Silver Quarter might have some Alfir in it, but it's mostly kind of wealthy drow in Silver Quarter.
Sure.
What does Alvi know about? So I don't want to like make a massive heel turn for no reason as Alvi. Like that's not my goal. But I also feel like there's been this like excitement brewing of like, yeah, we're doing things. What does Alvi really know about the Elfir? And like, are they all really bad? Are there some that are like...
I mean, Alvi joins the ministry. Alvi's got to
right,
be at
that's
least
fair, right? Like
down
that was
for
my thinking. Is that like she really is the thing where it's like, yeah, fucking destroy the Elfir,
yes,
destroy the systems, like.
And like we don't spend a lot of time dwelling on it because we don't want to depress ourselves too much when the real world is already like this enough. But like it is explicitly the setup of the world of Spire that the Alfir like are an invading, occupying force who have, in the last several hundred years of Spire's history, like taken over Spire, enforced their law and rule on them by force of military might, and are keeping people intentionally in miserable conditions and killing people at will and crushing their culture, right? It is literally the setup of this of the game system, right? Is that the Alfir are... So yeah, Alvi 100%, as with any drow, would know like the Alfir are to be feared. They are invaders, destroyers. A lot of people, suck up to them, coddle up to them because they want power and money and safety for themselves. But ultimately, like, you join the ministry because you feel like there's no other way to do this, right? You can't really be safe through brown-nosing people who are ultimately trying to kill you and your culture.
All right, you're going to see like a bunch of bees just kind of buzzing around Alvi's head as she's hyperventilating and doing all of these things. She's just gonna take a really deep breath and inhale a bunch of the bees. Like just the whole cloud is just gonna kind of like, as they're buzzing around her head, she's just gonna like, and they're gonna just all fly into her open mouth.
Beautiful.
And
Perfect.
she's gonna stand up. She's gonna kind of just dust herself off and say, "You're right. They are the enemy. Doesn't matter who they are. I'm a member of the ministry. I was just talking about the revolution. And this is it. I'm with you." And she coughs and a little bee flies out.
On that beautiful note, we are going to end tonight with Alvi and Dracul on a mission to kill, on a holy mission to do a murder, with Chu heading out to find Bev and do some recon on her Blood Ball 2.0, Din tracking down resources for waging her own war, and Edic pondering the several routes by which he might successfully disarm a bomb, an Eidolon bomb in the future. Yes, that was a beautiful ending. I'm so excited to see what happens in our next game. Look at that, another party split. Nothing we wanted more than that, with only 5 days before the destruction of Spire. I guess
think
4
you mean
now.
8 months.
4 days. But you know,
Before the
the
destruction.
first campaign, the first season of this campaign, was 7 days long in game. Just remember, it was a week.
Hot
we-
diggity.
So when I say there's 4 days, who the fuck knows what's gonna happen? But
That's why we split up. So we
I've
could
also
take
learned a few
extra
things
time.
since being a GM that time, and I'm gonna say we're not gonna have a 5 session Tuesday again.
5 sessions.
I was going to say,
Tuesday.
yeah. So what day are we starting at? And
Yeah.
is it Tuesday?
Is it Tuesday?
Tuesday now.
Is it Tuesday yet?
Is it Tuesday yet? Yeah. No, this is true, Galway. All of Moontrue was like 8 days. I should have made Divin's Vision be like 3 days, 2 days, so that we'd only have 3 more months. Not that I'm like in such a rush to like end the campaign or anything, but more of like time just drags in our TTRPGs sometimes into in-game time. Well played tonight, friends. Thank you for everything, and just a reminder to players, and also for those of you watching, next game everyone will have a high advance. So exciting. So we'll see how that goes, and in the meantime, smash that !Discord button. And you can check us out, hang out with us, watch our other programming, etc., buy our merch with
Yeah.
!Merch, or more importantly, check out causes like with the ! Donate, ones that we are highlighting, like right now, Hope for Haiti. And if you have the resources and will to do so, then taking some time to learn about, and if you can, donate to such causes. Okay, with that said,
And hey,
!
one
bees.
last thing.
Yeah.
If you're a viewer, take care of yourself too. I think you deserve a little bit of something for getting through this.
Get yourself a cool mango guy with glasses.
Get yourself a cool fucking mango dude with glasses. Look at him.
Treat yourself with mango
Look
man.
at him. He's so happy because he practices self-care, okay? That could be you, but you're out here clowning.
Look at that man go.
Yeah,
All
look at him
right.
go.
All right. I love that so much. And on that note, good night, everybody. Tune in tomorrow at 7 for Fates of Rin. We'll see y'all later.
Goodbye.
Bye.